Hey Saggy, what's going on? I have to say, I'm feeling really good about the energy for you this week because I feel like you guys have been hit with some heavy karma, and it's not a bad thing to be hit with karma because that's what wakes you up when things are always going well. You don't want to make changes, and there's certain things that you want in life that require change. And if you aren't going to be willing to make those changes and, have a little bit of a stubborn streak in you, source is going to shake things up for you so that you do change. We usually change when things are uncomfortable, not when they're good. Typically, when you are somebody that gets used to change and you thrive on growth and freedom and change, then it won't be so bad. But this is for someone or a group of someones that a little stubborn, that's all. And karma has hit you pretty hard. But what they're showing me is you are meant for something far, far greater than what you're selling yourself short for. Like the things that you're doing now, it's like pennies compared to where you're going to be if you stay true to this journey. And I feel like Source has really backed you into a corner because you have to get out of this. Like you have to get out of some type of situation. You have to. So I also heard that you're having some crazy spiritual experiences right now that you feel like you're losing your mind, like you're going a little Looney Tune, and you're not going Looney Tune. That is Source trying to get your attention. It's about, and just so you know, it's about to get amped up way more. You are going to have some type of experience where it's like a complete download of something that really takes you to your knees. Like, I mean, you were in the 5D when this happens. You are just, something totally takes over your body. And then you come out of it kind of hyperventilating with tears, and you get in your car and you rush to someone's house. Like you can't take it anymore. Something happens and you have to share this with someone. You don't need to fight these experiences. You need to question what they are. Why is this happening? And whatever it is, they don't want you to be afraid of it. You're afraid of it. You're thinking somebody's doing it to you, like it's some voodoo or witchcraft or something. It's not. It's your ancestors and your spirit guides, and Source trying to get your attention to wake you up. I also heard you were going to find out how vastly wrong you were about someone that you thought you had pegged, like you thought you had them figured out in the first 5 seconds you met them, and you didn't. And what you're realizing now is that they're quite intriguing. They're quite magnetic and mysterious and pull your attention, and you don't understand why they pull your attention so much, and it's something to do with you having a connection with this person in some capacity. They want you to know, like, what you're going through right now, someone else that you know went through these same experiences. And if you were to be brave and bold enough to open up and ask them or tell them what you've been through, they would readily share their stories with you too. But you're so embarrassed by what's going on and thinking you're going crazy that you're afraid to ask. And you need to stop that. You could really be benefiting right now by talking to this person. And I feel like the person that you're going to rush over to after you have this like out of body experience is the person that has already been through this. 4:04 on the clock. Yeah. Your angels are letting you know this. I also heard you like to look at old photos of someone and reminisce, and you've recently been like really hit hard in the heart chakra thinking about this person. Like, God, what did I do? I can't believe I did this. I had no idea that my feelings would grow for this person again. I had no idea that they were as strong and confident and as capable as they are. When I met them, they weren't, they weren't that person. And it's like you saw glimpses of this person, but the person that they're talking about was really rattled and hurt and shook up by some events in their life. And it's like you met them at one of their darkest moments. Like the most painful thing they'd ever been through in their life up to that point is when they met you. So when your judgment of them was skewed based on their pain. But I mean, this person really did hurt you too. And I feel like they want to acknowledge that. They've tried to acknowledge that. They've tried to make amends with you and you weren't ready. And now I feel like the tables are turning where it's flipped, where this person's like, okay, well, if you don't want to do this, I'm backing off. And they've backed off and their life has improved drastically because of that. And now you're in the place that they were in at some point. And you're being nostalgic looking at these photos, wishing you could go back in time and make your decisions over on how, how you handled this situation. And I feel like this person also had that kind of regret at some point too, but they want you to know, Source and this person will let you know, like, what we had wasn't even great when we had it. So I don't want you going back and looking at these photos, wanting things to go back to the way they were when they were good. Source is asking you to look at this person and realize that good stuff is still in them and they still want that, but this person also wants more now. And the more that they want and that they're attaining, it's the same things that you want. The exact same things. Okay, so here I'm going to give you, they want to give you a little bit of what this person wants. Like, okay, so you have that. And I just got goosebumps all over my shoulders and down my arms. Both sides. Both sides of you guys want this. Oh, you and this person that you're looking at, you and this person want someone who's going to be there through thick and thin. You both want someone where you both feel respected by each other and you want to give that same respect back. Both of you have hurt each other immensely. Both of you have regrets about that pain and the hurt. This person has noticed all their patterns, very self-aware, and you're in the process of recognizing your patterns and becoming very self-aware. And when you are at a certain point, your energy will match this person and you will be able to connect with them. I feel like there's a lot of telepathic communication going on. You know what I just heard? They want me to share this story. So I don't know that I've ever shared this story publicly. Anyway, I'll do it. So I have a twin flame. And you know what? This could be twin flame because I feel like there's a lot of similarities in this story here. But I had a twin flame and I broke his heart. He left. And when he left, that spurred my spiritual awakening. And that's when I found out what twin flames were. Now, having said that, before the split happened, the term twin flame came up from my twin. I had no idea what it was. I remember looking it up, seeing a cycle, thinking, what? This is crazy. Whatever. I didn't believe in any of this stuff, So all of this came through my awakening. It didn't happen at the time, but he was saying something about twin flame, not really realizing he didn't understand twin flames either. And at the time when he was sending this to me, it sounded like it jived and meshed more with a soulmate connection that I had. So when the twin flame was sending it to me, I was thinking, damn, that sounds more like this person, not this person. And so I messed up, I self-sabotaged this relationship because I was afraid. I was so afraid of my feelings for this person, my twin flame. I'm somebody who's went through my entire life really without being really seen. And for the first time in my life, this person saw me. And when they saw me at my worst. So that was like something, my knee-jerk reaction was to fight. That's how I learned to fight. Like that's how I communicated, through fighting back and forth, leaving in and out, because I had just got out of a relationship, like 3.5 years, where it was a lot of in and out. And I took that same behavior to my twin. And my twin was supposed to meet me at this time to break me from this cycle with this person. And we did. So then I went in, when I started feeling the worst guilt. I literally wanted to die. I felt so ashamed and so much guilt for the way I hurt this person, my twin. And by that time, it was too late. There were thorns in his side. He was hurting. And here I am trying to make it up to him. And at this point, he's like ready to let go. And then when I tried to come back, showing him everything that I knew, he felt like I was suffocating him. And I get that now. I didn't get that at the time. And I did. I felt like it was like I was suffocating him. He needed that space, and I didn't know that at the time. So I tried to hang on, and I ended up hurting myself, and he really hurt me in that frame back the same way I hurt him, like tenfold. And I finally had enough, and I cut it off because we were still sleeping together. We were secretively still seeing each other. I was taking him out. I was buying him meals. I was helping with stuff I shouldn't have been helping with. Okay, a lot, and I totally lost myself because I was working out of a wound of guilt and shame instead of love. So that's how I know. That's how I found out about my twin flame. And I know that he's done a lot of horrible, horrible things to me too. He doesn't even know what all I know, but I know a lot. Pretty much everything. They said, yeah, I do. And one night I was laying in bed, and, we both have hurt each other equally. We both have lied. We both have cheated. We both have been malicious. We've both basically made each other feel like we were dead. Like we both feel like they killed me. Like my life is destroyed because of this person. Well, one night I was laying in bed, and this is when I was in 2019, when I was having really crazy off the wall visions and stuff happening that I've never had happen to me before. And I'm like, whoa, I'm totally blown away with all this stuff. And I laid there at night. I was laying on my stomach, and I was laying, I kind of like to lay on my stomach with my left leg cocked up. And this is funny, I'm going to bring it up. My ex-husband, he did this for years. I would lay that way, and he would put his hand on my, what butt cheek is it? My right butt cheek, and he would hold it, and he would say, it's my handle. I need this to go to sleep. And I would always lay like that. Well, it's a natural position that I like to lay in. So I was laying in this position, and it's not my ex-husband, by the way. I was laying in this position, and I heard this conversation in my head, and I thought it was me speaking, but it was actually an astral travel. And this, because I was newer to it at the time, it was an astral travel conversation about something we're going to have in the future. And I didn't know that at the time. So I heard, we both have hurt each other. Why don't we just get it all out there? Get the pain out of the way, talk it out, and know that we're not going to hurt each other like that again. And that's the thing. When you hurt somebody really bad that you love, and I'm going to cry because I've done this to him. There's no one else I've already made amends with the other ones that to me were less important. I've already apologized, talked through things with these people, but with him, we have never had that conversation. So this conversation is happening, and it says, why do we have to hide our past? And this is what I'm hearing in my head. Why do we have to hide our past? Why don't we just get it all out there in the open, and then the experiences that we liked with other people, we'll just give to each other. So you take, like, I know you've been with other people, I know you've been with other people, and we'll take those experiences and we'll just give those experiences to each other and leave the past behind. My daughter just brought that to me. I saw that. Okay. And anyway, she interrupted right at the time I was getting to the juicy part. So it said, you let me know what you like. And it's almost like your guys' relationship heals as you're in it, but also gets so much stronger. Both of you are going to feel like this. I am never going to risk losing this again. I messed it up last time. I know where I fell short. I will never, ever, ever hurt anybody like this again. Or hurt you like this again. And both, they were saying me and my twin flame are both going to be feeling this way, And what happened next was I literally felt... My daughter's just passing me. Being a functional adult every day seems a bit excessive. Yeah, I need to bring that up. Like this connection with my twin, like I am a very playful person. I don't like to be serious all the time, but then I do have my times where I do like to be serious. And so that's funny that came out. And then it said, all of a sudden, that conversation happened in my head. Like, well, I'll just, all the things that I liked with everybody else, I'll do with you, and everything that you liked with everybody else, you do with me, and we'll give the best of everything that we've had with everybody else to each other. And then at that exact moment, I felt a hand grab my left calf and slide up the back of my leg. At the same time, it felt like a hand was gripping, like manhandling and cupping the bottom of my butt cheek and squeeze. Like I got 2 squeezes. And I remember I like sat up and kind of like, oh my God, somebody's behind me. And I did that creepy slow turn you see in like horror movies, and nobody was there. And I remember laying down like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck? Oh my God, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? And I was like, holy shit. And then I laughed. And then now I'm so used to it. I just tit for tat. My kids, you know, like, who are you talking to? Not you. I'm talking to Source. Talking to Jesus. Talking to Source. And I do that all the time. And there's something like that that's either happened to you, Sag, or is about to happen to you. Okay? And now let me get back to what they're saying this other person wants and what you want that's mutual. Both of you want to have a fun, adventurous life. Both of you want to travel. Both of you want respect. You don't want to demand or command respect. You don't want to feel like you have to constantly say something to somebody to get respect from them. And neither does this person. They just want to be shown respect. They're saying the person, this other person that you're thinking of or looking at in pictures, before they didn't like that you knew so much about them. They didn't like that you could read them so well because you were reading things about them that they didn't recognize in themselves before, but they do now. So this time it's like they appreciate like what they once, like what drove this person away, or somehow they didn't like how you saw them. They admire that now. They admire that you pay attention. They admire that you, like, you know, you kind of stepped up to the plate at times and did things for them without them asking. They loved that. They're saying that this person is not used to people doing things for them. They're not used to that. They spent the majority of their life very, very independent. And when they got to a point where you two met, there was something going on here about they didn't like that they needed someone, and they didn't like how fragile they were. And so they had a lot of outbursts because you wanted to spend a lot of more time with this person, and this person was struggling to keep up a facade because there was pain, like really deep. I heard grief. And grief was a new emotion for this person. They had never in their life experienced grief the way they had, and you met them right at a time when they were trying to navigate that new, raw, painful emotion. And so trying to be happy, fun-loving, and go-lucky all the time wouldn't work. And when you wanted to spend more time with them, they physically and emotionally and mentally could not do it because they could not keep the tears in. And, you know, so there were things going on that neither of you really knew about. And they're saying that's totally shifted. Now they admire that you pay attention and that you notice things, or that you just step up to the plate and you do something for them just because you notice that it's something that they need, you know, like, oh, they appreciate that you notice them and you acknowledge them now. They didn't appreciate that before. The other thing, that you both love travel, sex. Oh, I gotta say it. Sag. I gotta say, I was about to say Scorpio, so maybe you're doing the Scorpio, I don't know. But anyway, the sex is going to be off the chain. I feel like this is twin flame. I do. I feel like even what you guys had before, it pales in comparison to what's coming in the future. Like, you both are going to be, I'm seeing legs shaking, out of breath, looking at each other like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? Like, that happened? Like, and this is not a regular kind of, you know, let's be rough and tumble, make our legs shake, you know, get scrapes and bruises. And no, this is something that is just like, it's the spiritual connection that gets activated between you two when this happens. I feel like you two are going to like have a, not, you know, expecting to have a talk and it turns into like a serious love-making session where you both just get so freaking lost in each other. I heard for hours. And it's just like, it is. They just tapped me. So they want you to know, and that's what it is. Before, when you guys connected, it was purely carnal. It was purely about looks. It was purely about sex. And then when the heart got involved, and neither of you expected that, it was like it fell apart. This time when this happens, and they're saying it definitely will happen, it is going to be something you've never experienced. It doesn't matter how many people you've been with. The best sexual experiences you've had of your life will pale in comparison to the connection when you have it with this person the second time around. I heard that you both are going to be aligned in your career to where whatever it is that you do together in tandem, but you both wear different hats that complement each other. Where this person's, their place that they feel really comfortable and vibe high, like this is their baby, their passion, is opposite of what you like to do, which benefits your company or whatever, your brand, whatever it is. And you, Sag, you like doing the things and are passionate about the things this person's not. So it's like you guys work related, you're opposite when it comes to what you do and as far as your careers, but it works together in tandem to make a successful business. All right. But how your values, your core beliefs and your core values are identical. They align. Both of you want complete and honest truth. The truth. Like you would rather hear a painful truth than a pretty lie. And this person is the same way. And I hear that you two challenge each other. Let me see how. Sexually. Okay, that's one thing for fun. Okay, but that's not all. You challenge each other to be better. And it's the type of relationship where you wake up and you look at they're staring at you smiling like I love watching you sleep, or a lot of playfulness. I'm seeing a lot of tickling and practical jokes and things just being fun loving. And I hear that somehow a family between you two is very strong and healed. And if you two have children with other partners, you're going to look at those children as your own. And nobody is going to get treated differently. Nobody will be left out. Nobody will be excluded. And I just keep hearing fun, 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 fun. Like what the work that you guys are going to do together is fun and full of passion. Your relationship is fun and full of passion. How you navigate other relationships outside of it is fun and passion. And here's the kicker. Here's the thing that they're saying that you would be concerned with and this person would be with as well. But here's how it's really going to play out. So you two are going to be a really high society type of couple. In this high society couple, you are going to have people who hear your story and become wildly attracted to you and to this person. So both of you are going to have a lot of other suitors trying to break your relationship up just because you guys, it's like both of you admit, like, I would never hurt Sag again. I would never hurt so-and-so again. And so people people will take that challenge. Like, I bet you I can. And then here comes the girl in the really tight white dress showing her nipples and her ass is hanging out and just being real flirty and tries to touch the masculine's chest. And he's totally, it's almost like the energy you feel from these people is so off compared. Like, maybe that's the type of people you're attracted to now. But once you get to a certain point spiritually, that type of energy is that you see beyond. You don't see the outward appearance. You're going to feel the energy before you see the appearance. And it's like such a turn off to you where you like kind of take the hand like, what are you doing? No thanks. And you push it away. And when you do that, Sag, I don't know if this is you, but when you do that, like somebody comes up to you and denies you, and I'm sorry, somebody comes up to you trying to get you to cheat or do something to break away from this other person, and you deny them and this other person sees it, you want to talk about off the chain sex. Oh my God. Like, you shutting shit down right in front of this person is going to make them go buck wild on your ass. I'm just going to say it. And same thing for this person, because they're very, very, very fucking attractive, getting a lot of suitors. And you see, and you know what? It happens more so when you see it happen and they don't know you're watching. So when you see it happen and they shut it down, it's like, boom. Oh my God, come here, we got to get a quickie. You know, it's kind of like, it only makes you two fall deeper in love and have more passion for each other when other people try to get involved. And it's like, at some point you guys become so used to it that you make it you guys have like this little game you play where, you know, it's like a point system. Okay, well, next time somebody does this, if I respond, I get a point. And you guys keep a point system, and based on the points is based on what you're going to do. So while somebody's hitting on them, they're in this, you know, you're in your mind thinking, oh, I'm going to get 3 points because I want so-and-so to do this, you know. It becomes a game for you guys. So I had to point that out. So let's see where the energy is right now. All right, let's see where the energy is right now. Well, we already know that you're reminiscing, feeling some pain and crying maybe over this person. That one come out. Twin flame. Didn't I say it? Didn't I say it? Okay. All right. So I don't know which one is which here, but they said this is very literal, so I need to tell you. Sag. So you must be the masculine because this is feminine. You can be two feminines and have a masculine energy. So, you know, same sex. Just know that someone is more feminine dominant, someone's more masculine dominant. This feminine has plans to go away, like foreign travels, you know, like to see the world, just like I was saying in the beginning, where you both want to travel and see the world and do things together. This is what's going to spur your union. This feminine energy moving away for whatever it is what fully activates your spiritual awakening. That's when you realize, oh my God, I have lost whoever this is over here. I have lost this person. They are gone. They are gone for good. It is curtains. It's over. And I feel like you follow them. I feel like you follow them to where they are. You shack up in a little apartment close to where they are just so you can be near. You see this person getting hit on a lot, and it's like it really triggers some wounds for you. But those wounds that are being triggered, it's like the light comes in through the cracks. The light, it's like the heart chakra needs to be cracked open so that the light can pour through the cracks, okay? So that's what's going to happen. You're going to see this person, it feels like feminine is leading this spiritual journey, where she's going to step up and rise into her power as the leader to show you what you need to do to get there. She took a very long journey. You know, she bipped and bopped around and got beat up quite a bit trying to figure this out. But now she's got the full-on blueprint for you to do it and just soar. Right? So whatever this is, it doesn't take a long time for you to get where she is. Something that took her quite a bit of time, a long time. It really only takes you about 8 to 12 months to do. Okay? So it's not over for good. It's temporary. Yeah. So feminine's been taking back power, releasing control of the outcome of this connection. I'm saying she because I'm saying feminine because they told me to. She has seen you in multiple open relationships, which was a very big turnoff for her. So she decided to focus on work and whatever that is. And when she receives some type of offer or doing something at work, you are going to see so many people wanting to court her. Like a lot of high, like people that you think people you feel inferior to, Sag. I'm speaking to a masculine. I just have to say it. So where once they felt like they were the puppet on the string while you were out there having fun, they decided the pain was too great to stay, so they left and started focusing on themselves and building things up, and they've really built their brand and done something big for themselves that's going to require them to leave a current location for safety reasons. And ooh, they just told me something that you did to this feminine energy. Like you really, the one thing that they look for in a partner every time, unequivocally, without a doubt, is somebody who makes them feel safe and secure. And you did something to this feminine. Atrocious. They think it's atrocious what you did. And you rattled the one thing that they require in a partner. Though you did something that made them feel very unsafe, very unstable, and very, very insecure, like really bad and malicious. And that was when like they were already out physically, but they still thought about you a lot. But once they found out that you were involved in something, that's when they completely cut it off. They completely cut it off. And nothing will get anywhere with you and this person until you admit what you've done and apologize if you mean it. Like they need you to have, they're not going to let you back into their life until you address that. So if that's something you want to do sooner rather than later, you're going to have to address that, okay? You were meant to do it though, and this feminine energy knows that. So enough time, they want you to point out, enough time has passed to where this feminine energy is not like vindictive or malicious or pissed off about it. They're hurt. And you know, they it's like they've been waiting for you to be the one to come clean about this because they did it with you. And they feel like you're not giving them the same respect that they showed you when they messed up. So it's like they have an unsavory taste in their mouth for you at the time because of how you're handling this. All right? So that's what's going on. But I do feel like, let me check on the feminine. Let me see what you should do. Well, they do want you to come clean and apologize to this person. Big time, because nothing, it will not progress or go anywhere. Yeah. They love you. They love you. Deeply love you. They want this connection with you. They want to make things work with you. But this is what you've done to their brain with that scenario. You've got them. It's something so extreme for them, to the point where it's like it irks them to no end. I heard a specific date, like a certain date shows up for them and they get really mad and it triggers them about this situation, and then they're reminded that you still haven't come forward and come clean about it. So when they're reminded of this unhealed trauma because they don't have the answers and they're left with this, they've decided to move on and just cut you out completely because you're not being honest and upfront about what you did the way that they were honest and upfront about how they hurt you. And I also hear like maybe you're afraid to come to this person because of how they reacted or something along those lines. But you coming clean is actually going to free this person's heart and mind up to the point where they respect you. They respect you for doing something so hard because it was really hard for this person, your twin. It was really hard for them to admit their wrongdoings, and it was like you didn't see all the tears like wreaking havoc on their body so hard that they were in their bed shaking, they were crying so hard. You don't know how long this happened and what they went through. You don't know the ins and outs of the pain and trauma they went through from whatever it was, from whatever they did to hurt you. And you definitely don't know the pain and trauma that you put this person through. There were things this person went through. And I also heard their children went through because of something you did. And they feel like you're an unsafe person for them and their children now. So you explaining what really happened would free this person up and bring a much, much, much needed relief to their heart and really pave the way for rebuilding something from the ground up. Yeah, I see this tower. See how the tower is wider on the bottom? Your relationship was always, on shaky ground. And I will say that this person that you're dealing with, and you may have felt the same way, they never really felt like they were on sure footing with you. It was highs and lows. You know what? I feel like both of you had other people involved. I just heard enmeshment. Yeah. In order for this to be rebuilt from the ground up to where the base, the foundation, is wider than the top, this situation has to be cleared up. It has to. It cannot be pushed under the rug. It cannot go to the wayside. All right? It has to be done. That's where you are. All right. That's what they want for you, okay? That's what I have, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.